So I think one, I'm. It's an interesting way to frame this. Black Lives Matter protests happen every day, and they've happened since 2014. Your point is that the media when it becomes the national narrative becomes, this is a BLM moment, shit is on fire. What I'm asking you to consider is that part of what happens is when shit is on fire, they throw BLM onto it, right?
That's true.
That they don't account for all these other. I mean, I go to BLM protests all the time
Mm-hmm.
where people are marching, and we're not just marching against police violence. Again, that's just the sexy story. Cable news doesn't actually care about black food insecurity or trans. I mean, one of the most vulnerable populations are black trans women in terms of being subject to death. Again,
But that's because the majority of what's the reason that they have a higher death rate?
I mean, there are a few reasons. There are structural factors, but we can talk about that too. But my point is, we don't cover it. So part of it is that it's part of it is not that black people don't care about this stuff. It's what's sexy to corporate media. Sexy to corporate media
That's
is black
fair.
people burning shit down.
Right.
So,
That's
but
fair. I will totally give you that. That is usually when it's the media.
one for us, guys.
No, I mean,
No.
look, I have said that 90% of our problem is the media, but at that point though, if your movement is being hijacked and that's how it's being portrayed, how do you combat that?
Well, I think you have to decide if you care what the dominant media narrative is, and also what political work does that media narrative do? Because I don't also want to pretend that the rebellions that we've been seeing around the country aren't significant and aren't valuable. I just don't think they can be the only game in town, right? If
You think the rebellions are good?
yeah, oh yeah,
These autonomous cities, the burning and looting of black community and of the black communities' homes and burning down of the neighborhoods. These black people that are crying on screen saying that their neighborhoods are being destroyed. You see that as a good?
no, what I'm saying is that I see a movement of uprisings around the country as good. Now, we can discuss tactically whether each specific act is wise.
Tell me how it's good. Let's take Minneapolis, the first one when they burned down the city. Tell me how you looked at that and said this is good.
So one thing is that, again, Black death is so ordinary in this country, right?
Yeah, because we do it the whole time to ourselves.
And Black death is so ordinary in this country, regardless of how we can analyze why in a moment, but getting the nation to stop and pay attention often requires the spectacle of violence, right? I'm not talking about killing people. I'm not talking about doing harm to people. I'm talking about even like tearing up a store, right? If you look at Martin Luther King, just as one example, right? Martin Luther King leveraged the spectacle of violence to get America to pay attention. The only difference is Martin King said, we're going to strategize so that we get beat, right? We're not going to tear other people up, but we're getting beat, right? I mean, the Pettus Bridge was the idea. The idea of being on the Pettus Bridge was, that if we protest here, that they will, that these police will come and harm us.